So this weekend, I went to go to my local theater and saw Everything Everywhere All at Once. No, I didn't actually see everything. Well, I did. Okay, that's actually the title of the movie, Everything Everywhere All at Once. I know it can be a bit confusing.
It gets confusing here.
So going into this movie, I was expecting something a whole lot different than what I actually saw. With a whole lot of movies, delving into the whole multiverse concept and seeing that an A24 movie was getting in on that action.
You know what I was kind of thinking just a little bit to myself? I was thinking maybe I go next. You want that? Let a homeboy get some action, you know what I mean? Just a little something.
Yeah, I was definitely intrigued. Now, as I just mentioned, before, I was pretty much expecting a multiverse movie with, nonstop action, just straight up bonkers. But this movie was actually more than that. There was actually a deeper message to it, and I absolutely loved it. It's something that I've never seen before, and although I love me some multiverse superhero action. This was definitely a breath of fresh air. The trailers, they do give off a different vibe than what the movie is actually about, so that might turn off a lot of people. But if you're a fan of the A24 films and you like these types of art house movies that make you think long after the movie is over, then I have a pretty good feeling that you're going to love this movie. Getting into the actors, Michelle Yeoh, I always have a hard time pronouncing her last name, who's the lead in this, does actually a fantastic job. And I totally bought into her character. She has a husband who is played by, I'm gonna butcher the name, Ki-Hugh Kwan, who you might remember him as a Short Round from Indiana Jones, the Temple of Doom. So they both have a daughter named Joy. Michelle's character and her husband own a failing laundromat and are, struggling to get by as the IRS is breathing down their neck and are on the verge of losing their laundromat. And this affects Michelle's character as she's so focused on trying to keep everything up and running. She pretty much pushes her husband and daughter away. Her husband is the upbeat, positive, optimistic type of character who tries to have that positive attitude despite their current financial situation. But she completely shuts herself from that, and is it pretty much affects everyone around her, especially her daughter, who she's very strict with and doesn't really have a good relationship with. The relationship between her and her daughter is pretty much the main focus of the movie. Like I told you earlier, I was expecting something completely different than what the movie actually gave me. I thought it was just, like I said, it was going to be a bunch of action, straight up bonkers, but it was actually more focused on the mother and the daughter. The daughter just wants her mom and her mom's attention and wants to be noticed. She just wishes the mom can see what she sees and realizes how her negative attitude affects the people around her, especially her family. So they go down to the IRS office building to meet one of the auditors, who's played by the awesome and underrated actress Jamie Lee Curtis. She's definitely one of the standouts. She brings a whole lot of comedy to the movie. There's quite a few laugh out loud moments that I was just like laughing out loud. So as they're meeting with her at the IRS office, this is when the movie takes a left turn in a good way, and the whole multiverse starts to collapse on itself. I don't want to give too much away because I want you guys to experience it and enjoy it as much as I did without knowing any spoilers. I will say this: it definitely had me locked in and fully on board to what the deeper meaning of this movie was all about. It had a lot of action with some good choreography. It had plenty of humor. It had plenty of heart. It's a type of movie that you just have to see multiple times to catch things that you've probably missed, and then some other things that you want to see and I guess fully understand what it's trying to say. There is some negatives I want to talk about, and that's the runtime. This movie clocks in about 2 hours and 20 minutes, and I definitely think they could have at least knocked off maybe 10 to 15 minutes off the runtime, because towards the end of the movie they do kind of beat you on the head of a little too much of the message that they're trying to convey. Like I said, the message is good. It's just that it kind of like drags out. I get that for some viewers that they need more explanation to get it, but for me I felt like it was a little heavy-handed, but that's just me. So yeah, other than that, I really think this movie was awesome and definitely worth the watch. I highly recommend it, and especially if you're a fan of A24 movies, I really think you should check it out. So in saying all that, I'm gonna have to give this movie 4 out of 5 Multiverse of Madnesses. All right, that's gonna do it for this review. I do hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, this movie is pretty awesome. I really loved it. If you like this video, please click like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. See you.